Ne yenua Benjamin Darko ND and Komo or one of the conveners for Fix the Country. Yenino ND and Komo and Ben. Good morning. Hello, good morning, Ben. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
And I'm going to say Ben.
What are you?
Yeah, they are say. Ben, you some clarity kakra in free mo statement more krata motro and come out the Greater Accra Regional Police command no na afeni yen twaso na yenje some response and so in free mo for the Ghana Police Service one more response on the amamo no. The last but one paragraph D where you speak about the format for a demonstration you intended to embark on no. You speak about your desire and you write, we will bring our own security company to provide protection to demonstrators. All weapons held by demonstrators or by the contracted security personnel will be for personal protection only, and all weapons will be duly permitted in accordance with the Arms and Ammunition Act 1972. I didn't see number some.
So first of all, I would like to apologize to Ghanaians basically for writing a statement. It doesn't state into detail what we actually intended to do. I think that has been the biggest challenge so far. Me running my head across that. I don't know how I missed that step. I didn't see it, but all the same, now I'd like to apologize. The idea was not even to embark on a demonstration. It was a soft way of protesting to the fact in terms of agitation or civil agitation or protest, the first line of crowd control police used to air live ammunition. So that was to highlight the fact that we can't entrust our lives into them, especially when we are going out there to agitate. So it's a way of protesting. It doesn't mean, say, we have a demonstration on June 4th. In fact, after we drafted the whole thing, then we realized that even in Greater Accra, there's a ban on noise making. So we can't go on a demonstration like how we normally do it. But police release documents on media and just highlighting half of what they sent me and then cover up the rest because me can't be I think August 4th I had the same issue with them. The E-levy demonstration, I had the same issue with them. Where in all the meetings, me catch them and say, it is not a violent demonstration. We have no idea of causing chaos. People who are coming there will be war bastard between the police and them. So we don't want to see live ammunition because it reduces the impact of the demonstration and it makes the demonstrators a bit scared for themselves. So they can't express themselves freely because there's a police officer standing directly across to you with a gun held to his waist and his hand fully placed on the trigger. Your donation was Shama. We saw the same thing. And these are things have been highlighting. Makawa sensor. So there is a way of protesting. Say the police is going a bit too far. If Uko in Kranza or Muko Abranti, the youth in Kranza protested. There's nowhere in the reports Amaka say someone attacked the police officer. They attacked the building. They didn't attack any police officer, but just they fired and killed them. So the police response in every situation that regards crowd control is to go on a rampage and shoot people. And these are the same police force that harassed me. They ended up breaking my phone screen. Some of them held my hands so tight that they said they would slap me just because the police officer took a picture of me. And I retaliated by taking a picture of him because he did that when I didn't break any law. So these are things that they do slowly and smallly, subtly, but they start to strike some certain amount of fear into you. But the idea was not to go on a demonstration. That's what I'm saying. I apologize. Maybe the main idea behind the thing was not expressed in the better way. And for a lack of words, people are misconstruing. Like I said, we want to go on an armed demonstration. We have no intention of any armed demonstration. This was done in anticipation. Said the police will not come there and come and shoot us because anything that happens and people agitate for a short while, the police overreact. But yes, still, the documents now about even though they sent to me, almost restricted. So I couldn't even share it to media folks. And I don't know why the police will send something to me 3 days ago and decide to release it to the public yesterday when we had a press conference on the same extrajudicial case. Try to bring media attention to. So I find it to be deliberate. So more starts, then we'll all go across the same tangent. But we have no interest, we have no sort of motivation to hold any kind of demonstration on 4th June. We've not even done anything regards to organizing something for fortune. It's just a way of teasing people, then trying to strike a conversation to prick the minds of Ghanaians to ask critical questions. Why the police will always come to demonstration, and then they tend to come there with live ammunition, because that is a way of striking fear. Let my vote count allowance for your Mudiano. They didn't do anything and attack any police officer, but one person was shot in the eye and the person lost his life. So this is how it starts like. And they shoot and kill us, and no security expert to say, why does the police come to demonstration with live ammunition? They don't say anything of that sort. But as soon as you say, oh, you want to contract a security service, then they'll be like, oh, you want to go on armed demonstration, blah, blah. We don't have any intention of doing anything of that sort. Yes, our wedding was wrong. I accept that fact. I apologize for it. But the main idea was to strike this conversation that the police will do better when they come into control crowd. Now, let me go a bit into the Public Order Act that the police always tend to cite. There's nowhere in the Public Order Act, like I say, people cannot demonstrate beyond a day or 2 or 3. Yeah, trauma we want to demonstrate for 3 days consecutively. Police find trauma me back, catch him and say, I have to start the demonstration at 8 a.m. and start and end at 4 p.m. via WhatsApp. And also, the route that I wrote and I stated, they didn't even pick the route. They just told me that is not the normal route for demonstration. So the police have their own preconceived route. They have their own route that they use, and no one can change that route. Even if you want to demonstrate to a different destination, the police will tell you, no, this is not the normal thing that we normally do. And when you are demonstrating in Accra, you start from Obrasford, then you end at Independence Square. It's the same thing. So me, I'm not organizing anything. Per the Public Order Act, the organizers of every demonstration in Ghana here is the police service. Matro Act here, if I send something via mail and they've seen it, they've reacted via the media, and I'm seeing the response and everything, they should reply to the RTIs because I need them to start a lawsuit against them. That's the main reason why I kept on sending messages via their mailbox and no one responds. It's basically gone dead. So yesterday I'm home press release no media national. I have no idea that the Ghana Police Service mailbox actually works till yesterday. So these are the issues I have with them, but we have no intention whatsoever say they will call any demonstration with any armed security services. It was just a way of striking the conversation. And if it was misconstrued, maybe the wording was wrong or anything of that sort, we sincerely apologize. But the idea was not to do that.
Would somebody be fair, so because this statement you just made at the tail end of your submission, it was not for you to go on any demonstration, as an afterthought, per the reaction Oman for Eddie Eba as to your decision to want to wield arms?
Like I said again, we never intended to go on any demonstration now. In fact, the actual demonstration is at a later date. This is months away. That is the main idea. Now, what we're doing was to create some sort of a buffer for us, because in terms of the police brutality cases, it's rising and it's growing up. In fact, police react in certain ways that baffles me, to the extent that I took a public document as a charge sheet at the police station. I was reading it. The media started to capture the paper whilst I was holding it. And the staging officer just came out of his office and said that he's arresting me for taking pictures within the police premises when I had no camera on me and I wasn't capturing anything. That is how the police reacts. So like I said, my troll on Facebook said, I'll trust my life in the hands of Hitler and the Ghana police because they react very, very poorly. So the idea was not to go on a demonstration now. There was no demonstration intended for that. That is the main reason why it took us all the way to Sunday 29th to even send a letter to the police force, because the idea was not to demonstrate. It was just to strike a competition surrounding how police handles crowd control situations, and the fact that for years and years now, they always come there to shoot people without anything like any provocative measures or maybe issues escalating. Tell me of any demonstration where police were shooting bullets, rubber bullets first, or try to use hot water cannons or tear gas, and everybody dispersed and they were attacking the police. They had to use bullets. Tell me of one. For the last 10 years, there's been nothing of that sort. But the police always comes there with live ammunition. So in terms of crowd control, police have it wrong. And that is what that is what we are trying to drive the conversation to or say. They've killed guys in Nkranza, they've done the same in Nakachi, they've done the same in Idra, and we are still sitting and watching. And it's getting close to him. The guy that was killed in Nkranza is actually the nephew of an MP in Parliament. So it's getting closer to home. And someone needs to start that conversation. So it wasn't even in relation to organizing.
Let me quickly reference the document you signed, Ben. And it has to do with the purpose and motivation for the demonstration. You state it here. Now, you say, we believe that the conditions that precipitated the June 4th overthrow of the military government are not only present today, but have actually gotten worse. Today, the Fourth Republic has been taken over by thieves rather than prevent plunder of the treasure through the law. They themselves plunder the state and use the law and police violence to shield themselves from accountability. There is rot in every institution, and those who speak up against wrong are now victimized and abused. It goes on and on and on. Now, the purpose of motivation does not focus attention on extrajudicial killings, but rather focuses on issues to do with corruption and accountability. That's
like I said, it's a teaser. So in terms of creating teasers or trying to strike conversations, you have to state some sort of reasons behind it. Now, what you are saying is legit reasons. In fact, it's part of a series of reasons why we'll go on a bigger demonstration within the next few months that is coming. It's before the close of the year. But that is not the full reason for that. Now, we can't send all the reasons why we want to demonstrate to the police. Because then the idea behind the whole thing was to generate a conversation.
But one would have expected, seeing that your major focus is that of the extrajudicial killings, that given the intro, that would have been the focus, and then the rest of the issues, the Japan, the e-levy, would have followed. But that doesn't seem to get the attention, but rather the others get the attention.
A minute, let me see. I think the main thing is when we're saying that there are certain things in there, and if you go to maybe motivation, or let me say the point 6, you see the extrajudicial killings. Like it wasn't the startup, but that was the main idea that was behind the whole thing. That is why that came before the paragraph D, which was the format of the demonstration, so that it sort of links the two together. So it's in relation to what was written as point 6. But then I would like to go a bit further. When I drafted the letter, there was a legal rep that was in there, and it was named Oliver. I think it's a bit popular, but when I read the media messages out there, I saw all sorts of names, and Oliver and co are, it's not part of the organizers at all. So his name shouldn't even have appeared in anything. And more so, the fact that it was saying Fix the Country is going on anything of that sort is totally not the right thing. Yes, these are people who also form part of the main thing, but it doesn't form part of the main decision-making body, or it means that the people that lead the movement decided to come out of this. Yes, I know by all means, people will come to say that, oh, you guys will, you are the same people in Fix the Country.
Are you quickly? Are you sure that your members had the intent that this was basically a teaser and not something which was going to materialize? Because I've seen pieces of information on the internet to the effect that one of your folks, whose name is here, Captain God's Brain Smart, says that he has no knowledge about this whole wielding of arms.
Let me come in a bit. So Captain Smart is not a convener of Fix the Country.
But he's one of the organizers, right?
No.
But your letter that you signed,
yes,
immediately after your signature, the organizers, Okatachi Efrifa Mensa, Captain God's Brain Smart, Benjamin Darko, yes, and you say that Oliver Vomawo is not an integral part, but you put him here as lawyer for the organizers.
Yes, it doesn't mean that it's Fix the Country. There's nowhere in there stated that it's Fix the Country convener. So he's an organizer of that, because we had discussions related to that. Now, I think Oliver sends a teaser online on Facebook in regards to the competition between him and Captain Smart. But it doesn't mean that it's Fix the Country. In fact, I've said this time and time over and over and over again that they are not Fix the Country organizers.
But they are what?
There's nowhere that we've stated that they are Fix the Country conveners. There's nowhere. So,
but they are organizers.
the organizers of what we intended to do, that is to create the teaser, because this is something that we had discussions surrounding. But then, as a Fix the Country convener, no. I would like to restate that they are not Fix the Country. I've seen that in the media. There's all sorts of reports, and this is a Fix the Country convener is blah blah. No. When we're having internal discussions in relation to Fix the Country, Captain Smart is not part of that. So he's not part of it. So please, let me reiterate that he's not a Fix the Country convener. Please.
But is he a member of the Fix the Country?
And say, what you doing? I buy into it and all that. And maybe I would like to add my name to it. Yes, we can create sessions to that. The first demonstration, we did the same thing. But then to state that someone is a Fix the Country convener, please, he's not a Fix the Country convener. I would like to reiterate again.
But is he a member of the Fix the Country, though?
We don't have members.
Okay.
This is not something that has any sort of registration stuff. We only have an internal discussion platform that is for the conveners themselves who discuss in detail what we're going to do. That's why I'm telling you that the planned demonstration that falls ahead is where we are ahead of time. It's not within the month of June itself, not even in July. It's where we are ahead. We have projects we are pursuing, and we have projects we are going after. And we have bits of information that we are trying to piece together and head towards court. One of them is the numerous RTIs written to the police service, and it's still lying there. I don't think Captain Smart even knows that there's an RTI with the police service, because he's not a Fix the Country convener. And these are internal discussions we've had, and he has no knowledge of them. So please, I would like to reiterate again, he's not a Fix the Country convener.
Ben, I thank you for speaking to me this morning.
Sure.
And that's Benjamin Ekufu Darko.